Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Janet. And thank you so much for accepting my invitation for today's podcast. I'm really excited to have you on this show. And I just wanted to give a little bit of background on how I started this and what I would expect from you. So today is episode 4 of our podcast, Meet the Success Buddies. So this is my own initiative where I want to touch the life of people, So I'm trying to invite the guests who are highly successful in different areas of life. I would say diverse areas of life, and I just do a session with them. If the guest is local, I try to go at their home and to give them the honor. I wish I could come to your house, but right, sometimes I can't make it,
Yeah.
but so that was just a little bit of background. So I welcome you to this beautiful podcast. And to just give the audience who you are, I just wanted to say some few lines about you. So for the audience who is listening to us, Janet is a successful author. She was a dietitian and she has good interest in music. I define Janet as somebody who has always kind heart, big heart. I would say very compassionate person. I have learned personally a lot from Janet, and I'm excited to have Janet you here. So I know I have done enough research about you. So I wanted to just start with one question.
Yeah.
From a public speaker, right, to a accomplished author of two beautiful books. So how was the transition? I have read your first book, which was the Cardinals Flip Flop Tray, the Cardinals Journey, and I have that on my shelf. So if
Uh-huh.
I go to my home country, I will definitely give to some kids or children's. They can learn from it. So I just wanted to understand how you got the idea of becoming an author. You were a public speaker, you were a good leader, right? So what inspired you to become an author?
Well, my mom always wanted someone in our family to write a book about our family,
Mm-hmm.
and thought that the children that she had, I would be the one to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in Toastmasters and doing the storytelling
Mm-hmm.
manual, and
Mm-hmm.
that's I wrote the flip flap try speech. It was entitled "The Cardinal That Kept Quitting,"
Yes.
and people liked it, and
Mm-hmm.
my husband thought it had all the elements of a good story.
Right.
Some other people said, well, you should get this published because it should help people trying to find their dream job in life. So I went ahead and got that published.
Awesome, awesome. So I remember when I met you for the first time during one of the conference, right? And after that, we worked together on some of the leadership project, and that is where I came to know that it was just a project, right, in public speaking speech, and you built on it. You built an entire book on it because you felt that your speech has got the beautiful message for the children, right? And you discussed with your husband. You took help of a book coach, an author, right? So let me ask you this. Can you talk about little bit about what is there in the book? I know what is there in the book. I have read the book. It's simple read, but it's really powerful. Can you just summarize in 3 to 4 lines for my audience what that book is about? The book you have published, flip flap tray. I have read that. I didn't get a chance to read your second book. I would love to.
Okay. The cardinal in the story, Rainier, has one wing that's not as good as the other, so he has to leave his home and
Mhm.
search for a job that he can do better. So I tell people he's searching for his dream job in life, and he
Mhm.
ends up taking parts of each of the jobs that he tried and made a little walnut boat or a boy that he saw at a pond that was crying because he didn't have any toys to play with. So that
Gotcha.
ended up being his dream job, to build something, make something, a
Mhm.
toy that can help a child be happy.
Got you. In fact, I read the book. I had the same message that you keep trying until you find a right job, or you keep trying until you find your passion, right? So it's never too late. That's the message I got from your first book, you know.
And
So it's like the persistence, right? And the desire to get better, correct?
well, I started with the angle that it's okay to quit. I
It's okay
had,
to quit.
yes, I had listened to a Harvard professor's talk on the internet, and
Correct.
talked about, sometimes you get into a job or situation, it's not the best fit for you, and
Correct.
it's okay to quit and try something new.
Yeah, that's the message in that book, right? So here is the thing, right? I feel like all of us has a book inside us, correct? All of us want to write something, right? But we may not get an opportunity, or I would say like enough, not time, I would say enough desire or interest to do it. So let's say somebody, right, if they want to be an author, or if they want to write a book, what are the few things you would like to suggest them?
I'll basically start thinking about what you want to write about and write your thoughts down. I use my iPad.
Mm-hmm.
I would sit on the couch
Right.
and type into my iPad my
Mm-hmm.
thoughts. And I did hire a book coach
Got
to
you.
help the process. And she did things like help me search for names of my characters.
Mm-hmm.
And
So it's
well,
like, so what I understand is it is just like a process, right? That you start with it, correct? Find either a notepad or iPad or a notebook, right? Where you feel your thoughts flows, and then start writing, correct? I do that. You have read my blog, and even I'm planning to convert that into the book, because I felt like it is more than 50 blocks, which is a lot, for the entire book, correct? But mine is a little bit different from what you are doing. So you have characters in it, but I have real life stories. So that is where I personally feel that writing, the job of an author is to just take you on the journey, right? So take you on the journey of something they have not seen before, correct? So what are the challenges you face being as an author? Because for me, what I feel like after a long day at a work, and other commitments, sometimes I feel that ideas does not flow easily in my mind, or sometimes middle of the night I have some great ideas, and if I don't jot it down, those ideas are no more good ideas, correct?
right.
So what are the challenges you faced as an author?
Well, I did want to mention that I also hired an let's see, a writer's assistant,
Mm-hmm.
or author's assistant, you call
Right.
her.
Mm-hmm.
And, she set down all the steps I would need
Mm-hmm.
to get the book published.
Mm-hmm.
And even before that, she helped me go through the process of deciding whether I wanted to try to get it traditionally published or self-published. And I ended
Okay.
up in the self-published
Oh,
route.
you did self-published.
Yes.
So writing a book is one thing, right? And then marketing it, correct? And selling it to the consumers. So how did you sell your book? because yours was like the children book, right? So what you did special to sell your book and where it is available right now? I mean, I don't have to buy you a big book because you gifted me a copy of it. So I have that. I read it and I'm planning to, when I'm going traveling to my home country, I will definitely give to somebody who has some great vision, some of the children. So how you sold your book, what you did special for that? Did you organize any book show or any kind of promotion event, or how that works?
Well, I was shopping in Lebanon, which is only about 20-minute drive from our house.
Right.
And I was looking at some of the merchandise, and of course, I was attracted to cardinals,
Mm-hmm.
and I probably picked up something to buy that was a cardinal. And the shop owner commented on cardinals, and I says, well, I wrote a children's story about a cardinal, who was searching for his dream job. And she
Mm-hmm.
says, when you get it published, come see me,
Right.
and you can sell it at my shop. So that kind of got me started with selling my books at girls' night out events in Lebanon, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have my book on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
my own author webpage.
Sure. Yeah. If you can, we can at the end of the session, we can have that in the description so people can go ahead and buy it and read it, your book, and they can get benefited. Couple of questions again on your leadership side, right? So I don't want to get too, I'm not trying to get too personal, but after being retiring from a job, right? And then taking time, taking time and understanding that, hey, look, I want to make myself better, correct? That I want to help people, I want to grow myself, I want to learn different skills, correct? I want to gain leadership skills and I want to help people, correct? So what was your inspiration, or what was your motivation to kind of learn leadership skills, right? Or the day, or on a day-to-day basis, you are doing a lot. So what keeps you inspiring after being a retired? Also, you keep working on it, correct? Which is very rare. I come from a country, right, where you define retirement as like, okay, I'm done with my career, right? So it's time for me to relax, and here in this country, I see people after being retired, they go and join like public speaking club, where they want to learn on the journey. They want, they are contributing to leadership, right? They are taking a lot of initiative. So what was your motivation to pursue the path which is less traveled and get yourself better day and day? I can see that. What was the motivation?
Well, my motivation is I wanted to be able to keep Toastmaster clubs alive.
Okay.
Because my experience in my first Toastmaster club
Mm-hmm.
was good, and I wanted to make sure that Toastmasters was around for other people.
Right.
The
Mm-hmm.
reason I joined Toastmasters in the first place was because I was going to be working as a dietitian, and I knew I'd have to teach a diabetic class, stand in front of a group of people, and I wanted to be more comfortable doing that.
Gotcha.
I joined Toastmaster, and I know there's a lot of young people out there
To help, you wanted to help them.
that their bosses want them to be able to communicate better or have better leadership skills, and I think
Gotcha.
it's good for that.
Yeah. So have you ever felt that, your subconscious mind told you that, hey, Janet, you are too old to learn this, skill? And I mean, I'm sorry to say that, but a lot of people, they think that they are too old, to learn something new, right? Or maybe the skills which we are talking about, fear of public speaking is one of the fear that is more than the fear of death, right? So how did you tell your mind that, hey, Janet, it is okay to just stand for yourself and learn something new, right? because public speaking comes never easy to anybody in this world, right? How you motivated yourself for that?
Um, well, I like Toastmasters because I enjoy hearing the other people's speeches and
Gotcha.
learning meeting the other people.
Right.
And, just when I have to sign up for a different project, it kind of forces me
Right.
to try the different things. And I just enjoy learning
Mhm.
from what other authors and teachers
Gotcha.
have to say. It's just personally reward.
Mhm.
Um, we can all strive to do better in life and try to make better use of our time,
Absolutely. Yes.
try to,
Yeah. That
have,
takes a lot, that takes a lot of courage to, just as you said, right, accept that time is the very precious and utilize that, get better, right? And I feel like it is a network of great peoples, correct? uh, all visionary leaders you find in Toastmasters, like people who has some great dreams and a desire to get better, correct? I see people who are doctors, people who are engineers, people who are dietitian like you, everybody coming on the same platform, right? And helping others to get better, correct? And then once they are better, then they can contribute more to their job, right? They are powerful communicator, they go for a job and they handle presentations or client interviews really really well. Those are the things I feel like Toastmasters has contributed is in anybody's life. I will go back little back on your story, Janet, because I wanted to understand more about you personally, so that I just what I want from you, or what I want people to understand is, it's okay. There is no age for learning, right? And what I personally feel is nowadays what trend I'm seeing is I see a lot of consumers, you know like I don't see a lot of leaders, I see a lot of followers, correct? So I see a lot of content being consumed. But my question is, like, if you follow somebody else's vision, right, they might have been some great dream for them, not for you, right? So people, when people talk in high pitches, right, that hey, this is my journey, you should follow your dream, you should follow your passion, right? But everybody's story is different, correct? So I personally feel, rather than being a consumer, if all of us can try to be a producer or contribute a little bit based upon our experience, or at least try to contribute, then world would be a better place, right? For that, I
right,
personally feel like that. I see a lot of younger sisters, they are like simply, I don't see lack of potential, or lack of talent. It is just lack of vision. Nobody is showing them the correct path, that, hey, look, it's okay to, travel the path which is less traveled, and that is my inspiration to do this kind of stuff, because I want to stand for them. So going back to your story about dietitian, right? So you were licensed, registered licensed dietitian, correct? And I see a lot of problems happening to nowadays, because of lifestyle, because of nutrition, uh, diabetes and other diseases has become very common in America or across the world, correct? So what do you think, what is the role of dietitian? What dietitian does? Can you explain me what was your role, or what was your job?
well, just want to encourage people to eat healthy diets
Mhm.
and, finding out more and more that, what we eat, just affect our bodies.
Mhm.
And, if we have better nutrition, we can have better body weight and uh, not be so tired.
Right, fatigue, they should avoid fatigue, right, if you maintain a good diet, correct?
Pardon?
So if you maintain a good food, if you eat right food, or if you take right nutrition, right, you are more active correct? You are not getting tired at the end of day, right? And you are trying to prevent yourself from a lot of disease, right? Which can be avoided, correct? Especially here in America, we see a lot of people with obesity, right? So did you get any degree to do this, or how you started this journey?
Um, let's see, when I went to college, I decided I wanted to become a dietitian. My mother suggested that because I like to cook so much.
Oh, you like to cook so much?
Yeah, I like to
Okay.
cook, and uh,
Mhm.
so I started on the dietitian path, and I had an undergraduate degree.
Mhm.
Also got my master's degree
In
in,
nutrition?
in right in
Good.
nutrition. And most people try to get in some sort of an internship or work
Mhm.
experience at a hospital,
Right.
nursing home, or some other field
Mhm.
where they can work to learn how to become a dietitian.
How to become a dietitian makes sense. Got you. Makes sense. So for example, if somebody is new, right, and they want to follow a diet, correct? Let's say that I'm very new, right? Or a lot of people who wants to start on their fitness journey, they want to maintain a good diet. So what are the few things you want to suggest them?
Well, I was always taught to eat a wide variety of foods,
A wide variety of fruits. Mm-hmm.
and, and then, try to limit the foods that are um, high in content and sugary content. Try
Got you.
more natural or whole foods. Just makes you feel better.
I see. I see. So when you say avoid food, right, what do you mean by that? What kind of food people should avoid? Because nowadays life has become very fast, right? We are always busy doing something, correct? So you wanted us to kind of like cut down the instant food or the packaged food, and go for fresh vegetables, fruits, those kind of things you wanted us to do?
Right. Just to limit the foods high in fat and sugar, some of the um, fast fast restaurant foods, and um, try to buy some more fresh fruits and vegetables. And some people, they grow their own vegetables in the garden. You can do that, or um, have a fruit tree.
Of
We
fruit.
we have some pear trees, and this year I did make some pear jam and can that. So that was kind of rewarding to be able to do an old fashioned traditional type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband is growing a lot of vegetables in his garden.
Mm-hmm.
So we had all kinds of squashes and pumpkins, and he tried to grow some corn. We got a little bit of that we could eat. So that
Makes sense. Makes sense. So what I hear from you is it is more of eating a lot of vegetables. Either you can buy it or you can grow it based upon your need, right? And how much space you have got in the home, correct? And you mentioned that pumpkin, squash, and all great vegetables and fruit, right? Mostly green vegetables, correct? So do we have any percentage that okay, if you want to follow this type, what kind of different diets you have came across? Like I hear a lot of diets like keto diet, right? Low carb diet or high fat diet. So what are the different diets we have in when I talk in dietitian's term, you know?
um, well, there are the different kind of diets out there,
Mm-hmm.
but I just um, they always say to be leery of diets which eliminate a food group totally.
Sorry to intervene you. Which diet you said?
avoid diets that eliminate food groups completely.
Got
know,
you.
right? Try to eat food from the different food groups.
Sure, that makes complete sense to me. You know, I have got a couple of more things for you. I mean, I know that you are a dietitian. So, what, how you think that dietitian and nutritionist, somebody who talks about nutrition and somebody who talks about diet, or like how they are different?
What is different between diet and nutrition?
Yes. What is the difference?
You mean like being on a diet?
Yes.
I don't really understand.
Okay. Let's twist this question a little bit. Okay. So my question to you would be is what is the role of our diet, when we are not exercising enough? So if you think, do you think that if we maintain a good diet or if we maintain a good food, we don't have to work out or we don't have to do exercise, or do we need to do it?
Oh, yes, yes, exercise is important too.
Oh, it's
Keeping,
important.
yeah, keeping moving and trying to maintain your muscle mass.
Oh yeah.
As if we just sit around all the time, we'll lose our muscle mass.
Right.
Uh, so, and of course, the aerobic exercise is good for your heart
Right.
health, and well, exercise also eliminates stress. So it's important in life to try to do things to eliminate so much stress.
Got you. So it looks like if we exercise enough, it can reduce a lot of our stress, right? And when you talk about aerobic exercises, what are some of the exercises you want to recommend us?
Um, well, you can walk or train for a marathon or a smaller race. I started out with a heart mini.
Or do you do heart mini? What is that?
I started out with the heart mini marathon.
You are running a marathon?
Well, I ran a
Oh, you
marathon
ran a marathon?
in 2006. I ran
2006. Okay.
a big marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And I started out with the heart mini marathon, and I think that one was around 10 miles. And so I signed up for a training group, and
Got
we
you.
ran like two nights a
Mhm.
week till we build up our endurance and strength
Sure.
and to be able to do the mini marathon. And then um, I think it was the next year, then I did the half marathon.
Sure.
Then the year after that, I did the full marathon.
So it is again like just building, learning the fundamentals, right? What you did in book writing, correct? Coming with a speech and then converting that to book. So just learning the fundamentals, right? Doing a half marathon, mini marathon, and then doing half marathon and then building on it, right? What a great message for all of us. I
Right.
want to understand a little bit about how your present life looks like. What are the things you are doing currently, and what are the things which are exciting in your life right now?
Um, well, I'm still involved with Toastmasters. Our
Involved with Toastmasters? Okay.
Wilmington Expressives Club just had a humorous symposium, and that was exciting.
Okay.
It was easy to try to invite guests because everybody likes to have a little more humor in their life,
Right.
um, lessen the stress of life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also belong to the Cincinnati Civic Orchestra.
Oh
I,
yeah, you are a part of orchestra, right? We have to touch that part as well. Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
play my viola there, and we have a lot of concerts throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I also am a member of a string quartet,
What is that?
a string quartet.
What is that? What is that?
where you have, well, we have like a double quartet because we have uh, two first violins, two second violins,
Mm-hmm.
two violas, and two cellos.
Mm-hmm.
So, so it's all, adults,
Right.
and we're this particular group is challenging. It's challenging for us to play together. Sometimes
Right.
use a metronome, but we're
Mm-hmm.
working on it. And we did have a performance recently
Right.
at the Cincinnati Cultural Arts Center, and
Art center. Okay.
we're going to be performing at the Cincinnati Nature Center on December 18th.
I would love to participate if I can. So I
So,
know that you have a great connection with music, right? Your soul is connected to music, correct? So what is your role in that orchestra, right? What do you do? Do you
and
play an instrument?
yeah, I play viola in the orchestra. I'm the principal violist at the moment. I'm not quite sure how I got that job, but I'm the
Wow.
violist. Um,
Ah,
and
awesome.
I've been in the orchestra for, I think, 14 years.
You did for 14 years. So it was just your passion, or it was like you wanted to just learn?
Well,
What was that?
I I enjoy classical music, and I enjoy the opportunity to get to play some of the composers' music. Um,
Mhm.
like when I was first there, we got to play Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, and it
Mhm.
was just amazing to see how the composer wrote the music, to see how it looked on paper,
Mhm.
to play it, the physical motions of playing the notes and everything with your bow and your instrument. It's just, um, it's a rewarding experience. So,
Awesome. Great. Again, great to hear. I'm blown up. I'm deeply inspired by the things you are doing currently, and especially I love especially your compassion, kindness, and leadership skills, helping people growing in their personal life, developing self-esteem, confidence, everything, whatever you are doing, all great work. Few more questions I have got. So I know that you have a lot of commitments, right? How do you manage time?
um,
What do you do for time management? If you have a lot of things on a plate, how you manage it?
well, I keep track of my activities in my pocket calendar.
Oh, you have pocket calendar?
Yeah, I it's easier for me to do it there. And then I have every Sunday I write my weekly plan out.
Or you write your weekly plan on every Sunday?
Uh-huh. And that just helps me to get in my mind what I have to do for the whole week. And well, I do have a 3-month calendar behind me.
Yeah,
Fact of working on that.
yeah,
But
that's right. So you use mostly pocket calendar, and then you have 3 months calendar. You do weekly planning on Sunday,
week,
right?
weekly planning
Weekly planning.
it
Yeah,
helps me to to remember something I might have forgotten that
got you.
be done. Um, and I do try to streamline some of my activities.
Right.
Like in Toastmasters, I'm a member of 3 clubs, so
Oh, you're a member of 3 club?
3 clubs,
So are you attending those 3 clubs on a regular basis?
yes.
I didn't know that. That's oh my, that's a huge commitment. I with job like, yeah, it can be challenging for me, So, but what I hear from you for time management is you use a calendar, and then you have a weekly planner, right? And then you plan your activities day to day. That's a really, really amazing thing which I learned here in this country in US when I moved from India. So nobody taught me the power of calendar, those kind of stuff, time management, right? I never heard those things like either from my parents or anybody in the family. But what I see here in this country is people, even though they don't have work, even I would say they are retired, but they plan their day, you know. They don't want somebody else to decide on their day, you know. They just plan things on the calendar and they try to manage the time, which is really amazing in this country. And I learned this and I want to, like, you know, kind of pass it on to my friends or my family, you know, across the world. And just, you know, let them know that, hey, look, people, they don't have a full-time job, but still they are on the track, they are top of the game. And I really admire Janet, you for that. What I love most about you is when I was hosting last year, when I was trying to host this one, Friends of India and America, you were coming there and listening to us, right? And learning from us, which was really, really commendable. You don't have to do that because English is your first language, but then there also you felt that you can learn from us and, you know, grow. So again, great things, you know, you are doing, Janet, and I wish you all the best for that. We came to the last part of this podcast where I would be asking some rapid fire questions, you know. So I would be asking you three rapid fire questions and I need 1 or 2 line answer. Are you
Okay.
ready?
Okay,
Are you ready?
all right.
Okay. So are you planning for your next book yet?
Yes, I am wanting to write a book about the family,
Mhm.
and I've been reading other people's
Got
um,
you.
books to see how they did it,
Right.
and
How you want to be remembered in this world?
how do I want to be remembered? Well, I guess I want to be remembered as a kind person and
As a kind person. Great, great.
try
So
to,
what is the one message you want to give it to, like, young people of this world?
um, well, if you have setbacks,
Mm-hmm.
you can help and overcome your challenges.
Definitely. Yeah. So overcome your challenges and follow your dreams. All right. Thank you, Janet, for your time once again. I really, really appreciate your time. It is from deep of my heart, and you are a kind friend. I have a small gift for you. I will either mail it to you and or give it to you when we meet for the next time. But thank you once again. This is going to reach the other part of the world, and all of us will get benefited. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank. Bye.
Bye.
देख लो जरा।